Hey there, new parents. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 common parenting mistakes that could be having a negative impact on your baby's development. So, new parent mistake number 1, wearing your baby the wrong way. So wearing your baby is wearing when you have a harness that you put on your body and you put baby in the harness. This is super convenient because it allows you to have both of your hands free to be able to do shopping, do chores around the house, things like that. So now, is there a right way and a wrong way to wear your baby? Absolutely. The wrong way is to have baby's legs dangling straight down where baby is facing away from your body. Now, why is this bad for your baby's hips? This is bad for your baby's hips because having the weight of baby's legs dangling straight down, pulling on the hip joint, will end up pulling the hip socket kind of apart, where the femur comes out of the acetabulum of your baby's hips. And this can cause the hip, in a severe case, to become dislocated or make the hip joint loose. So what is the correct way for you to wear your baby? The correct way for you to wear your baby is facing you. Baby should be facing your body, but more importantly, baby's hips should be lower than their knees. In other words, baby's knees should be up kind of around your torso, and the knees should be higher than the hips. This will position baby's hips in a way where the femur is actually being pushed more into the hip joint or the hip socket and not allow this kind of dislocation to occur that I mentioned earlier. So that is mistake number 1 to keep an eye out for. Make sure that you are wearing your baby the right way. Up next, let's reflect on your daily routine with your baby. If your routine sounds something like this, where you get up in the morning, you feed your baby, change baby's diaper, put baby back down for a nap in baby bouncer, and then you decide, okay, you want to head off to the store and pick up some groceries. So you put baby in the car seat, take baby to the store with you, transfer baby out of the car seat into the stroller, take baby with you, do the shopping, come back home, baby's tired, baby takes a nap, and then you wake baby up, feed baby. If you reflect on your routine sounds similar to that or something like that, then it means that your baby is doing what we call container baby hop syndrome, where baby is hopping from one baby container to the next. So while on the surface this may not seem like a big deal, it is a big deal because it means that your baby is spending a lot of time in one container or the next, and just moving from one container to the next, to the next, to the next. And what this does is it creates this syndrome, if you will, called baby container syndrome, where baby spends more time in a container than baby is spending doing free play on the floor. So what's the solution to this? The solution to this is very simple. Find some time, carve out some time in your day where you put baby either on their back, on their side, or on their tummy, on the ground in an open area that is safe, where baby can have some time to play. This movement and freedom to move that baby will have when baby is on the ground, supervised, and just allowed to wiggle their toes, reach for toys, reach for something dangling above in their little playpen, and reach for something like that. This allows baby to have freedom of movement and to be able to start hardwiring their brain in order to start moving later on. Later on, baby is going to need to use these early foundational skills in order to be able to accomplish some of the more big gross motor milestones. Things like rolling over, crawling, sitting, standing, and finally walking. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention and make sure that your baby has more time during doing free play than being in one container or the next. Some sources recommend that you let your baby spend no more than 15 minutes a day in a container. And while I don't subscribe to this and realize that, okay, there's a lot going on and you might have a busy life and need to be taking your baby a lot of different places, you want to make sure that your baby is spending more time doing free play than in a container. Rookie parenting mistake number 3, And this one is very subtle and it's easy to sneak by you. And that's why I'm making sure that I point it out. From the time your baby is born, your baby will have like a favorite side that they turn their head to when they're sleeping. A lot of times that turns into your baby has a favorite side that they keep their head in when they are awake. And what that means is that over time, your baby can end up developing a flat spot if your baby keeps their head turned towards the same side every single night or every single time they're laying on their back. Now, this flat spot is called positional plagiocephaly, and it can be mild, where there's just a small little bald spot on baby's head, or it can end up becoming quite significant to where baby's entire head becomes misshaped, where the back of the head is flat or one side of the head is flat, significantly to the point where the eyes can become shifted, baby's ears can become shifted out of place if you are looking at baby's head from the top down. So this is something that's very important to pay attention to early on and make sure that you are switching. The solution to this is actually quite simple. If your baby has a favorite toy that your baby likes to look at, your baby will turn their head towards that side to look at that toy or some little decoration dangling near to their crib. If that's the case, what you can do is position baby's head towards one end of the bed when you put them down one time, and then the next time you're putting baby into bed or into their crib, put baby's head on the opposite side. It means that if baby wants to look at that same toy that's in the fixed position, baby will have to turn their head in order to look at that toy. And now what you have done is automatically helped your baby to lay on the opposite side of their head rather than on the same side every single night. This will help you to naturally prevent positional plagiocephaly and not have to deal with things like possibly wearing a helmet or needing physical therapy and stretching and things like that. Rookie parenting mistake number 4 is closely related and tied into rookie mistake number 3. Now, if your baby spends a lot of time with their head turned towards one side and they begin to develop a flat spot, you may also notice something else very subtle happening. You may begin to notice that your baby's neck may be tilted towards one side of their body. This is called positional torticollis or called wry neck. And this happens when baby keeps their head turned towards one side and they develop a little bit of tightness in the neck muscles. Now, if you're not paying attention to this, this could end up reinforcing the plagiocephaly that is happening, because now baby's neck is tight on one side, their head is typically rotated a little bit towards the opposite side, and it ends up putting a lot of pressure on one part of baby's head, and that's where you have this positional plagiocephaly developing. And these two go together. Rarely do you see one without the other. So what can you do if you begin to notice that your baby keeps their head tilted towards one side? Well, first of all, you want to intervene sooner rather than later. It's not something to panic about, but you definitely want to bring it up to your pediatrician and ask for a referral to have your baby looked at by a physical therapist. Your physical therapist can then recommend some stretches that you can do to your baby's neck muscles and to be able to correct that. Once you correct the torticollis, usually you're also correcting the plagiocephaly at the same time. I have a great video that I did about plagiocephaly and torticollis. You can definitely check that one out. If you got value from this video, please consider liking the video, consider subscribing to the channel, and definitely share it with someone you feel would also benefit from it. I also have another video that I'd like to recommend for you to watch. I'm going to drop the link right here. It's a great video that does a deeper dive into positional plagiocephaly and torticollis. Talk to you in the next video.